I've actually produced over 580 videos for this channel, racking up nearly 9 million views in the process. And to be completely honest with you, I still absolutely dread the sheer amount of time that the editing phase consumes. It genuinely eats up entire days of my week, which is just unacceptable in this content landscape. However, I have been rigorously testing a handful of new artificial intelligence tools lately that are drastically cutting that necessary time down. Today, I want to show you exactly how to finally stop squandering hours in the edit suite. We'll walk through a few specific tools that made a big impact, and then I'll show you why Vizard always becomes my ultimate go-to for everything. This system transforms long videos into short, social-ready clips while automating the often forgotten publishing side of things. First, let's acknowledge the universal pain point that every single creator knows all too well. You sit down to start editing a talking head recording, only to immediately find it absolutely riddled with needless repeats and filler sounds. There's just so much awkward pausing and, frankly, a ton of dead air that needs to be meticulously scrubbed out. One particular tool that resolves a significant portion of this initial headache for me is called Gling. It functions by transcribing your entire footage file first, which is the foundation of its power. It then intelligently scans that transcript to find all the bad takes, the filler words, and those incredibly long silences. The AI automatically cuts all those undesirable sections out to deliver you a surprisingly fast rough cut of the final piece. The time savings on that first cleanup pass alone is enormous, easily shaving off an hour or two of tedious work. Gling is fantastic because it gets you a solid first draft edit in just a matter of minutes. You can then take that draft and polish it up perfectly in your favorite editor like Final Cut, Premiere, or Resolve. Now, while Gling is genuinely awesome for that initial rough assembly, it simply isn't the complete solution for a modern content creator. It is primarily designed as a first-pass rough cutter for long-form interviews or podcasts. If your real goal is to take those highlights, turn them into perfectly optimized vertical shorts, and then schedule them everywhere, you have to start juggling multiple separate applications. That necessity of switching introduces significant friction into your process, which we absolutely need to eliminate. All that extra work like exporting, reformatting for different aspect ratios, adding captions, and manually scheduling piles up fast. Next on my testing list was Opus Clip, which is specifically engineered for the task of turning long videos into vertical shorts. You just paste in a link, and the AI diligently scans the entire video for the most engaging and interesting moments to pull out. It's designed to smartly keep faces centered in the frame, automatically generate high-quality subtitles, and can even insert B-roll footage automatically. This tool is absolutely brilliant if your primary content goal is pure volume and getting a folder full of styled clips quickly. But even Opus Clip has distinct limitations that stop it from being a truly end-to-end solution for my needs. The automatic cropping and face tracking algorithms are solid performers, but they sometimes completely miss the wider context of the conversation. This often means those clips still require manual trimming, or at least a quick creative pass from you to make them perfect. Furthermore, cross-platform scheduling and publishing capabilities are simply not built into the core functionality of this program. You end up with a pile of high-quality clips, but you still need a completely separate system to actually push them out, which destroys the automation flow. Next up, I looked into Cut, which is an extension specifically designed to live inside the Adobe Premiere Pro environment. If you live and breathe inside Premiere Pro all day long, this tool offers an incredible power user upgrade to your existing setup. It delivers features like instant auto captions, silence, and filler removal, and even automated chapter detection with stylized title screens. The built-in caption styling options are very slick, making it feel deeply integrated into the editing suite you already master. However, this entire workflow hinges on the assumption that you are already paying for Premiere and are comfortable editing locally on a powerful desktop machine. If your goal is to completely skip the traditional non-linear editor, or you prefer a cloud-first approach, this might not be the quickest path for you. For teams or creators who specifically want to avoid managing local project files and large storage backups, this reliance on a local NLE is a definite downside. And then there is the audio quality problem, where I often resort to Adobe's Enhanced Speech feature, part of Adobe Podcast. You simply drag and drop a messy, noisy file, and the AI transforms that audio into something crystal clear and studio-like in mere moments. This specific audio cleanup capability is a genuine game changer when you need quick fixes for poor recording conditions. Still, that fantastic tool is strictly audio only, meaning you must manually stitch that cleaned track back into your main video sequence. You still have to handle the subsequent manual work of syncing, captioning the new version, and cutting it down for social consumption. So, why am I spending time discussing all these distinct point solutions in one video? It's because each one of these excellent tools is successfully solving just one specific piece of the overall content creation puzzle. But when your absolute priority is achieving the trifecta of speed, high quality, and true end-to-end automation, you need fewer steps and less copying between unrelated applications. That realization is precisely why I consistently return to Vizard as the foundational software in my pipeline. Vizard truly feels like the essential software glue that binds the messy pile of raw footage and half-finished clips into an actual automated content machine. Here are the 3 core features that consistently make Vizard stand out above the rest for my workflow. First, the ability to automatically edit and select potentially viral clips directly from your source material is groundbreaking. Vizard doesn't just randomly select highlight moments, it actively analyzes engagement signals and content structure to find truly shareable snippets. This means the clips it suggests are inherently more snackable and already positioned well for immediate social consumption. Second, and perhaps the biggest time saver, is the fully integrated auto-scheduling functionality built right into the platform. You simply set your desired posting frequency, and Vizard takes over, queuing and publishing clips for you based on those specific settings. You completely bypass the need to babysit a calendar or manually export zip files to some cloud storage folder. Third is the unified content calendar, giving you one central place to visualize everything scheduled across all your different social channels. From this single screen, you can adjust captions, swap out the thumbnail image, or approve the final published timing. There is absolutely no more bouncing between multiple applications or trying to cross-reference spreadsheet notes to maintain consistency. The combination of those three features is what successfully converts raw footage into an ongoing, reliable stream of social content. This level of automation means I can focus my valuable time purely on filming new material instead of servicing the weekly publishing grind. Let me quickly walk you through the typical, streamlined workflow I now employ with this powerful system. The first step is simple. I upload a full, long-form interview or a complete recorded episode directly into the Vizard platform. Immediately after uploading, the AI engine transcribes the entire file and instantly generates a ranked list of potential short clips. My role then becomes skimming through those suggested clips, making minor tweaks to titles or thumbnails if I feel it's necessary. After approval, I then select a specific posting cadence, perhaps 3 new shorts scheduled to drop every single week. Vizard then automatically handles the entire scheduling process, pushing those pre-approved clips out to all my linked social accounts. If I ever need to export a much larger cleaned up version for a main YouTube video, I can easily export that timeline directly to Premiere or Resolve for final branding touches. When comparing this to Gling, Vizard certainly handles that initial rough cut extraction, but then it takes that output all the way to the finish line. Against Opus Clip, the key differentiator is that Vizard includes the vital scheduling and content calendar features, so clips don't just languish on a hard drive. Compared to Firecut, Vizard frees you from being locked into a specific NLE because it is cloud-first and much simpler for scaling creators. And regarding specialized audio fixes, while Vizard doesn't replace advanced denoising like Adobe's tool, it integrates the publishing step, making the whole clip social-ready immediately. This eliminates the constant context switching between multiple separate online services that drain your creative energy. Let me give you a quick, tangible example of how powerful this single workflow actually is in practice. I recently uploaded a single 45-minute interview that I thought had some decent potential for repurposing. Vizard analyzed it and returned over 30 distinct candidate short clips that were already perfectly optimized to the vertical format. The AI had automatically added closed captions to every single one of those clips, ready for viewing without sound. After I quickly reviewed them and maybe tweaked 2 thumbnails, I hit publish, and they were scheduled across platforms immediately. The entire process, from uploading that long file to having all the shorts scheduled, took me less than 30 minutes of active work. Previously, achieving that volume of scheduled content used to require me several frustrating days of manual labor. One more very real-world point to consider is how people react to specialized, single-purpose tools. Gling is undeniably fast for getting that initial messy rough cut done efficiently. Opus Clip is fantastic when your main priority is simply the rapid creation of a high volume of short clips. And Firecut certainly injects a ton of useful editing power directly into the hands of established Premiere Pro users. But if you genuinely want to scale your social output and achieve consistent publishing without immediately burning out, an all-in-one like Vizard is the only practical long-term choice. This isn't to say the other tools are in any way flawed, far from it. They just occupy different, specific slots in the overall content stack. Now, here are a few crucial tips if you are trying to accelerate your speed using any of these AI editing technologies. Always film with a little bit of extra space or headroom in your original framing because that allows for cleaner auto-cropping during the vertical conversion. When you speak, try to sound natural, but consciously avoid very long, rambling tangents, as the AI finds key highlights much better when points are concise. Employ a strict and consistent naming system for all your uploaded source files so that scheduling and tracking don't become confusing later on. And critically, if your source audio is rough or noisy, run it through a dedicated enhancer either before or after clip creation because clean audio directly boosts watch time. I have an entire dedicated playlist coming very soon showing every hack and tool for automating your YouTube growth to the next level. If you want to see a full walkthrough detailing exactly how I set up Vizard to maximize shorts from one long interview, that video is going to be released next. But for the time being, if editing still consumes an eternity for you, try plugging in one of the specific tools like Gling or Opus Clip for targeted help. Then, integrate Vizard as the unbreakable central pipeline to handle the auto-editing, the auto-scheduling, and the content calendar management. It is this potent combination that has saved me hundreds of hours this past year alone and transformed my sporadic uploads into a consistent content engine. Alright, that officially wraps up this initial rundown of the current AI editing landscape for repurposing. If you want me to do a deep dive tutorial on any specific tool, showing the exact clicks, settings, and naming conventions, please tell me which one in the comments below. Also, make sure you subscribe right now if you want more practical, repeatable workflow hacks and less of me just staring blankly at an editing timeline for 5 solid hours.